New Jersey Transit, I have something to say. Don't ever do that again. Like, and I'm just being 100%, like, I was cold and wet, and my hair was wet, and I'm just happy that my hair wasn't out, because if I had gotten all that money, if I had paid a whole bunch of money to get my hair blown out, and my hair went from this to this, I would have had to fight the conductor, because see, you're giving me back my $20 so that I can go get my hair re-blown out. It was cold. It was wet. There were thousands of people out there. There were people on Twitter who said they didn't get home until 4 a.m.
I was one of those people. I was one of those people.
And guess what? So was I.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay the Creative.
You have to create a name.
You have to create
a name.
Yes, you have to create a name.
This is not gonna work out like that. So, R.I.P. Hot Cheetos, also known as the Maria Pezar Dallas. That's it.
And this,
I am Angie Fox 5, and this is
Martin Izzy. I don't know. I had a name in my head and I freeze up. I'm a radio guy, not a camera guy. So
This is a podcast, though.
it's radio video.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's video.
It's a video podcast.
But welcome to episode 111 of Culture 316.
Our WrestleMania weekend wrap up.
I'm
tired.
We've been bragging about this woman for weeks now, and she's in the flesh.
I'm here. I'm alive. I exist.
She's thriving.
Real, people.
She's real, y'all. But anyway, it's been an eventful weekend, personally and in the world of wrestling, and we're just gonna get into it right away. So the first things first. First event of the weekend. You want to talk about that?
NXT TakeOver. I'm very, very happy with NXT TakeOver's final, result. We have a new NXT champion. If you don't know, his name is John Gargano or Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Champion.
Get closer to the mic,
Johnny
bro.
Gaming. Oh, I can. Okay. All of that. Okay. He did new NXT champion. Okay. The women's champion, it should have been Bianca. The rest of the card, it was a dope show though.
It was a dope show. We got in right in time for the tag match.
Yeah.
And the women's match was dope. The main event was actually like really good, but because freaking Pete Dunne and Walter was so brutal.
That match was 27 minutes long.
Bro, it was just all chops. Just
mad open necks.
Just brutal, heavy-handed chops. Just exactly. It sounded like it was a church choir match. It was just a bunch of
my gosh.
It was just a bunch of joyful noises. That's exactly what it was.
Funny.
But it was a great event overall.
Yeah.
Nora had the best predictions because she was like the most spot on. I was not. I know Angie wasn't.
I wasn't, but I knew Johnny Gargano wasn't going to win because if he lost, then Barclays Center wouldn't be standing right now.
I just feel like I chose what I knew was going to happen and not what I wanted to happen. But that's it. That's really it. Because I hate Shayna. I do not like Shayna.
I feel attacked because I definitely picked who I wanted. I feel like super assaulted. It's all right though. But yeah, like I think TakeOver was a great kickoff to the weekend as a whole.
Yeah.
And it was just a really fun show to watch, even though my old age just started kicking in. And like by the time that second fall was there, I was just like, come on.
I was midway through Walter and Pete Dunne, like. And it's so bad because I feel like because the match was so long and was so like not what everybody is used to with these NXT matches. It was a lot more technical and a lot more like mat-based wrestling and a lot more strikes.
Very
the
true.
Women's match the crowd really kind of suffered during the women's match because it was just like, okay, we just want to see the main event now. Like we just want to go home. And the women's match was awesome, like barring that finish. But even still, like I feel like that UK title match was so long.
It was.
What do you think of the show?
I'm a huge Sky Pirates mark, so I was helping Nora out with her predictions, and I think that was one of the ones we differed on outside the main event. She overruled Shayna. I was going with EO again, huge Sky Pirates mark, and also I am a huge M Cole mark, and she overruled me on that with Johnny. Again, just like.
So I was wrong. So we were both wrong because I definitely thought I swore up and down that Adam Cole was about to bring in that W.
Crazy? It was really his night. Like, if you really think about it, like, the people loved Adam Cole.
Oh, absolutely.
And Johnny got some boos. And I was like, everybody who was booing Johnny, meet me in the parking lot of Atlantic Mall. Like, we're going to fight. Like, we're going to brawl. Like, this is not okay.
No, we're going to brawl. Don't say brawl.
But by the end of the night, when Johnny won, everybody was like, okay, this is what should have happened. And that ending with Tommaso and Candice coming out.
That was beautiful.
It was such a beautiful ending. And then, of course, I started crying because, like, hello, I've been so invested in DIY since they came to, since 2016 when they had their debut and, all that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I think, does that conclude our takeover review a little bit? Did you have anybody anything?
We're in the car on our way to New York, so we did not watch it. So, yeah.
Watch it over on the network. Like, watch it over on the network because it's like even watching it live and watching it on the network are like different experiences.
Yeah,
but yeah, definitely watch it over because
experiences.
it was really good. Like even in live, but I haven't watched everything on the network yet. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fire. But another show that we did go to see live was G1 Supercard.
Yeah.
The next night, spur of the moment, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, legit spur of the moment. Like, I'm literally standing online in access from one of the exhibits, and Jordan's like, hey, do you want to go to G1 Supercard? And I'm just like, sure.
Yeah,
like,
in the middle of access when he went to meet, like...
Johnny Gargano.
Say it one more time.
Johnny Gargano. I met Johnny Gargano.
And so we...
Got to tell him he changed my life.
And he... No, not just Johnny, Velveteen.
I met Velveteen Dream. I met Sonya Deville. I met the Brian Kendrick. I met Liv and Sarah from the Riot Squad. And No Way Jose. And I told No Way Jose, I was like, hey, you're mad tall. He was like, yeah, no. I was like, I'm taller than you, though. He's like, in what world are you taller than me? He's like laughing. I'm just like, first of all, I'm a very tall 5'7", giant status. And he was dying because I'm just like, hello? Disrespect short people like that.
He said disrespect short people like that. But, yeah, G1, it was my first New Japan Ring of Honor show. So
Yeah,
I don't want to sit here and like compare it to like Mania or any other WWE event because it's unfair for me to compare a product that I have no emotional connection to a product that I do have an emotional connection to. But what I will say is this. Some of y'all fans be wilding, like bugging out, like straight. Because yo, they can pay. No, all of us can pay witness to this. I remember there was one time there was a video package running of Okada, and then in the middle of the package, dude behind us was just like, "Yeah, F WWE," and we just look back, and it's just like this has nothing to do with WWE at all. Like it had no connection whatsoever.
No correlation.
But he just had the need, and he was smiling while he said he had his phone out recorded it. I'm like, where are you putting that? Like, where are you putting that? And in what world is that okay?
And I even think you made the point of like, if it wasn't for WWE having Mania in MetLife, y'all wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Supercard in Madison Square Garden.
Hello? If it wasn't for WWE making the decision to go with Barclays for all of their television, you guys would have been in the Hulu Theater.
Hulu Theater!
I mean, and this is no disrespect to New Japan and Ring of Honor, of course.
Theater.
But, just to the fans that, like, hate WWE so much because they feel like WWE is such a terrible product, when there are certain aspects of WWE that I hate, like, I'm not going to go into that right now, but,
That's another episode.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. I don't watch either. So probably one of the most exciting things of the night was when Homeboy got hit by the ladder in the crowd.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I hope he collects his check
Facts.
because
That's a bag.
that's wild. That was so fun.
The best part of that was literally the whole arena was chanting, "That's a lawsuit." It wasn't just the
Literally
section,
chanting. The whole.
Nah, and it was right after Nora was like, "Yeah, that's a lawsuit," and then everybody just followed. Like,
If I was homeboy, I would have sold that. Like, I would have been like, "Oh, my stomach."
I'm blind.
You hit me so hard in my stomach that my knee started acting up. Like, I'm just saying.
it's a full body issue now.
What did you think? What did you guys think of some of the matches on the card? Because I know for me, I think that the New Japan matches were better than the Ring of Honor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
That
All the way through.
6-man tag, whatever, was like. I feel like some say it's still going on right now. That match was so long. Like, it went from one-on-one. Juice Robinson was taken out backstage. We saw that. Then your boy Mega, whatever his name is,
Mega
Ran. I think that's his name. You know, I'm pretty sure he's a fantastic person.
But the song.
But the song, we're going to the garden. that was not a good song. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a great person. Like, I'm pretty sure he's so nice and so, like, humble and all that, and just so happy that he got to do something for a wrestling company, which, like, aren't we all, you know? But, yeah. He made Flo Rida and Pitbull look like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. Like, it was, okay. You know, this is, no.
We're going to the garden.
Music might not be a thing.
You know it was bad because Bully Ray came out and he was a heel and he was being universally cheered. Like, yes, it's lit.
Yeah, I don't even like Bully Ray, but I was just like, thank you. Thank you for coming out and just, yeah, that 6-man match, it went from one-on-one to then 2 guys came out and then I never heard the bell ring. So
Yo, same.
I didn't know that this was actually a match. And then when I think, who was it? Bully Ray got pinned? So one of the team heel got pinned, and then the bell rang, and I was just like,
All right, it's over.
oh, okay, so this was a match and not just a segment that went on for 5 years. Okay.
That's a fact. You about to say something.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like the match of the night for me. I was thinking a lot about just Naito and Ibushi, just because like I kind of like am into it a little bit. I don't watch. I can't afford New Japan streaming service or anything. I have money, but not that much money, so I just like watch the highlights. Out of all the matches, I think that was the one I was actually emotionally invested in, just because I knew Ibushi from the Golden Lovers with Kenny Omega.
Yes.
But even though I love Naito and Los Ingobernables, but those are just my 2 cents.
I think I can agree with that being the match of the night though, because the fact, like the storytelling in that, there was a lot of people that didn't peep that like Kodo definitely used a Kinshasa. And it was like he was saying that like I want to be the Intercontinental title because I look up to like Okada and Nakamura like my gods. Mm-hmm. So like the fact that he was kind of able to use that move, and the fact that this is kind of like Koda's first big match post Kenny departing for AEW, and like people were trying to figure out if he can do it on his own, if he could rise to that main event level.
Coda won, right?
Coda won, yeah.
I kind of don't remember Saturday. Yeah, shout out to Pretty Heels. You know, Jay didn't come with me to, this is just a quick, interlude, just in the middle, right? So, Jay didn't come with me to Legends afterward. But shout out to Pretty Heels. I just met them. They are absolutely awesome. Go follow them on Instagram. They do like wrestling events and parties like in like the area where there's like the big 4. So this was their New York launch party for WrestleMania weekend. I had a lot of fun. I got home late. I got home very late. Yeah, I only planned to stay for like, I'm just gonna stay and just say hi to everyone and then leave. And yeah, I was there for like 2 hours. I had a little bit too much to drink, and we're just gonna leave it at that.
A lot of water.
I had a lot of water though.
Had a lot of water.
A lot of water after I had what I had to drink. Yeah. So real quick, that women's match segment. Yeah. Allure, I don't understand.
We need to stop confusing fans being mad with fans not caring. Like, Allure came out and Velvet was like, aha, y'all big mad. It was like, nah, we big don't care. Like, we big.
No one cared.
It was so uncomfortable being there because everyone was like quiet on their phones. I was confused confused because I thought it was in the early 2000s.
Yo.
With those outfits. But
Facts.
And storyline.
It was like we went to get food, and then we came back, and we were at a TNA show in like 2000.
Yo, I was like, is this Impact?
I was like,
is it Impact? Like,
and I think
man,
after that happening after the match that we were already like kind of bored from was not helpful
Right.
at all.
like that wasn't gonna get me invested in the match that already ended.
And I was so upset because I love women's matches.
Yeah,
too.
legit.
And it didn't help that the show was like 20 hours long.
It felt 20 hours.
It felt very long, which, in my opinion, I thought WrestleMania felt very short this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said the show went on forever. Now, I was high off endorphins for reasons that we'll talk about when we get to WrestleMania.
Jesus
but you know, yeah, I just felt like the show lasted forever.
I think we're also confused most of the time.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, that too.
Especially with the Enzo Big Cass situation.
Yo.
Oh my god. Oh, I almost forgot about that.
They jumped the guardrail. So Enzo and Big Cass, they jumped the guardrail at the Garden after the 4-way tag for the IWGP and Ring of Honor tag titles. And at first it was like, wait, who's beating these guys?
Yeah.
And then I just saw flapping hair, and I was like, "That's Enzo," and I was just
I
like,
couldn't even tell. It was just like they looked like they was real like scrap like
really
squaring
going
up.
at it. And then Bully came out because Bully's a heel. I thought if Bully's coming out to get him some, that's definitely not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And then we hit a Whitney, and Whitney was like, "Yeah, they're trying to keep the camera off of them," and it was just like, so I'm guessing that this was a shoot. And like Enzo has been known to invade from the crowd from Survivor Series and stuff like that. So I thought it was
So sad.
But then it was like at the same time, the reason why it was so confusing was because like Tama and Tangaloa just won the titles, and it was they just looked outside the ring, and it was just like so.
And then Homeboy like swiped the titles at some point.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
confused about that also.
There was an angle that I guess was happening. I don't know who
It was two angles happening at the same time. At the same
no
time.
one wanted to pay
Same
attention
time.
to. It was like, do we watch the Titantron in the top of the stage with Homeboy with the titles, or do we watch Juice Robinson, or no, not Juice, or do we watch
Briscoes.
the Briscoes and Bully Ray beat up these two random guys who we realized were Enzo and Cass? She's like,
Is it
what do we
even called a
watch?
Titantron? Is it like the
I don't know.
Honortron
Well-
or the Liontron? Because it's
well-
not WWE, so it's
Well,
not Titan Towers.
The
so.
TV screen. The
large LED.
That's not important.
yeah, very not important, but still.
It's a good
So
question.
apparently it was work, and it was planned, and it kind of wasn't the greatest timing because literally like 5 minutes before this, Bret Hart gets tackled at the WWE
Hall of Fame, right?
So it's just like,
Yeah.
wow, we have some bold people
Yo,
here this weekend and some terrible security.
Yeah.
Absolutely
at
god-awful
both
security.
Brooklyn and in the city, I was just like, yo,
And
y'all are
New
slacking.
Jersey.
Yeah, and Jersey.
Well, actually, the New Jersey terrible security worked out in my favor. So please continue being terrible.
All things work together.
I just want to make a quick shout out to the Briscoe brothers. I don't forget which one. I was, again, really confused on that segment. I found one of y'all in the hallway. We took a picture. I shook your hand. Shout out to the Briscoe brothers. Followed you guys for a while back, and it's just like first time I ran to a pro wrestler like family in a venue. So shout out Briscoe brothers. Thank you for, I guess, beating up Enzo and Cass for participating in that. We appreciate the efforts. Shout out.
Wait, okay, so you said you've been following them for mad long, right?
Like a year or two before.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can you explain to me why one of them has missing two?
I think they're supposed to be from like the Appalachia area, but I don't know that much about it. Yeah, that's their kind of their whole thing.
Yeah, that's like their gimmick. They're like
Yeah.
country boys.
Okay, yeah, because I was just kind of confused. Because, like, I know of the Briscoe. Like, I know of a lot of indie wrestlers. I just don't have time to watch a lot of indie wrestling. And then I was just like, oh, Homeboy's missing some teeth.
Yeah.
Like
it's
multiple,
things.
plural.
It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, like the whole top was just kind of gone. But like, if it's a gimmick, then I get it. But if it was just like, oh, somebody knocked my teeth out and I just never got fillings, it's just like, oh, okay. Sorry.
What you gonna say? Yo, you about to say something?
No, I just feel like we probably are forgetting some things, but I just don't really remember it very well.
It was so long, and it was just like,
Show.
It was a very long show, and it was just like I was just so caught up in like. Well, I saw Lethal Injection for the first time.
You were so
I was
hyped.
so hyped. I was like, yes.
By the way, Matt Taven, I want to be the kind of heel you are.
Because he's a great heel.
Madison Square Garden hated Matt Taven. I was just like,
was a good
wow. That was a really good match, too.
It was.
But I forgot it happened. Like,
And that was the world title.
Yep.
And that was the world title.
World
That's
title.
crazy.
It was a nice triple threat match, though. I'm just glad Marty wasn't involved in, like, the final, like, minute. Because, like, Marty is, like, my short brother. Like, we're both, like, 5'8".
A tall
it's just,
5'8".
Like, we're very tall, very giant status 5'8". Like, Vince McMahon would look at us and go, wow. Like, wow. Like,
Y'all
Braun
are-
Strowman, wow.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You said Braun Strowman. Wow.
And Jay White and Okada had a pretty good match.
That was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
To close out the show. I mean, you know, it's my first time seeing Okada live. And my first time seeing Jay White live. So, yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily love what they're doing with the hot potato with the New Japan IWGP Heavyweight Championship. But, I mean, you know, if you were a fan of Sasha Banks in 2016, you know what a hot potato feels like. So, I'm not. You know, I'm still a fan. I still know what a hot potato feels like. Why? Because Charlotte Sasha. Like, my heart was... okay. I'm done.
I feel like with the IWGP title, like the world title, they have a little bit more flexibility to do that because, like, it's been built on prestige for so long, and I think they're trying to appeal to a more American audience and be more exciting. And with that, they kind of have the flexibility because, like, ping ponging between Okada and Jay White really ain't that bad. Like, considering that Jinder Mahal held the WWE title.
Yeah, right.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not... But, yeah, like, that... I mean, like, yeah.
I think at the end of the day, we can all agree on that it should have just been a New Japan show.
I agree.
Ring of Honor it made it so long.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I love Ring. That's me. I love Ring of Honor, but yeah, do be better next time, guys. Other than the world title match, that was great, but I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that, too. New Japan, it's time for y'all to do a Madison Square show on your own. Y'all don't need Ring of...
2.5 hours, maybe. That's
Cute.
all we
Something
really
real
need.
cute.
Takeover.
A TV taping. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta...
2.5 hours, length of a takeover. We're out of there.
We're out of there.
10:30.
Yeah.
We can go home. We can drink some tea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
that's
take the
it.
A
That's
train
one.
instead of taking the New Jersey Transit to Secaucus.
Dude, we can do daily devotionals at the end of the night. Like, we'll have our whole night to rest of... Like, yeah. But going from G1 Supercard into the show of the weekend. So Mania 35. You love that song. Yeah, you love that song on Sunday.
Listen, okay, I was not okay Sunday, like early during like the first maybe like 3 or 4 matches. I was not okay at all. I was not in a good way.
Yeah, he was shouting during Yolanda Adams' performance. Like, he was like, he was like, yo, sing on T.
I was yelling and screaming. I know when I finally left the section, people were like, thank God. Like, he is being so irritating.
Yo, it was the funniest leaking people's place of employment. I ain't gonna say whose place of employment he was leaking.
Yeah, I'm still sorry.
He made it known, though. He made the glory known.
Yeah, but they don't know who you are.
To the
They
entire
don't know who
section
you are
of
eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like,
300.
eventually.
Eventually.
But they don't know who you are right now. So it's not like, I'm just going to search up his name and now,
Right.
you know. But, like, still, I'm very sorry. Like, I was not okay. Like, not. Until later on in the day.
I just remember I made a whole trek over to that section. It was a whole experience for me. I got there out of breath. And I just heard shouting. I loved it, though. It was great.
Yeah, I was, shout out to my friends. Shout out to my friend Ruben, who found, met this guy on the train, and they ended up exchanging numbers, and he was tailgating out there with his friend, so we ended up tailgating with them,
Right.
And they were like, hey, let's have
fun.
things, let's have fun, and I was just like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I want to have fun? I didn't get to do anything in New Orleans last year.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact. I went on Bourbon Street, he was asleep.
Too bad that's 100% like real. Like that really happened. Like he literally was like, yeah, I went out to Bourbon Street, got a hurricane and everything. I was like, oh, okay, well, I was in bed sleeping.
That was
Yeah.
mad. was jokes. Nah, but WrestleMania 35, the show.
We actually got 3 different perspectives of the show.
Yeah.
From 3 different areas, which is apt.
Technically 4. Cause no. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
3. Cause it's 1 and then 2 and then 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, how did y'all feel about the show?
Do you want to talk about the pre-show first?
We can talk about the pre-show first.
I feel like they just need to stop that.
The pre-show.
It just makes no sense.
I totally missed the cruiserweight. I was getting
did
food.
too.
I missed the
There was a
cruiserweight title
cruiserweight?
match.
You missed it, yeah.
Congrats to Eunice.
we were walking through the parking lot when the cruiserweight match started.
Yeah, Nick was finishing his drink, and then we heard Tony East's theme song.
It was
Oh,
like,
and he was like,
won.
oh.
Okay.
But yeah, like, we missed the cruiserweight match, but we did get the Raw Tag Team title match. I think we did.
Yeah, I called this match. I knew this match was going to happen at WrestleMania. I wrote it on Twitter and everything. But I was like, with a better build, this match could have been great. Like, you know, I think they had the crowd behind them because, like,
They're from New York.
the people love Zack Ryder. Like,
Absolutely.
Like, no matter what they try to do to Zack Ryder, whenever he comes out, especially in New York City, he's going to get a pop. Because the people love him. And Kurt Hawkins, too. Like, the people love Kurt Hawkins. So when they won and they ended Kurt Hawkins' defeated streak, because he's been defeated. So, you know, I thought it was a pretty good match. What did you guys think of the match?
I thought it was a really good match as well. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't get to see it.
Was that when you were trekking to?
Yeah, I was walking back.
Oh, okay.
No,
Walking back.
I really enjoyed it just because I also enjoyed. I'm a New York Mets fan, so I enjoyed the low graphics. Because I think it was Hawkins' name was like blue and orange with the Mets like
Yes, I'm a Mets
font,
fan as well,
and I'm just
so.
like, hey, shout out, let's go.
And on top of that, Kurt Hawkins had New York Jets themed gear, which
Yep,
was dope
agreed.
as well. I think both of it, like Zach and Kurt's gear, was very like
Oh, that's dope.
had like deep meanings and
I
stuff
really
like that.
wasn't paying attention to the game.
But I think it was a good match, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that match. Though.
We had the 2 battle royals on the pre-show as well. Ember Moon, she's back.
Yes,
My queen.
She was left off of Raw last night. The women in large were left off of Raw last night.
except for
We
Becky
had
and
the
Lacey.
squash. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
But Ember Moon is back. Carmella is the winner of the 2019 Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal. I don't have an issue with it. I actually really like Carmella. Is Carmella back blonde?
I don't know. Is she? I think so. Maybe, perhaps.
Because I wasn't paying attention. Like, literally, like, I was not okay again. I couldn't tell if she was back blonde or not.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't? Okay.
No, she wasn't. I mean, I think the way that she won, it's been done before.
It was literally last year's finish.
And also,
It was last year's
Literally
finish.
last year's finish.
I'm just like very sick of seeing the final 3 being white women. I think the final 3 were white women. Except for Asuka.
Yeah, but no, Asuka was like out. It was
Asuka
like
was
before
out.
that.
Oh, was she?
Oh, no,
I'm over
yeah,
it.
I was
I'm so
fuming.
over it.
I'm so mad.
I'm so over it.
I could definitely, yeah. I mean, but the thing is like I was cool with Carmella winning it though.
Same, but
Yeah.
Because she's on a roll
Yeah.
in a sense, in a context, she's on a roll.
I mean, the battle royals don't really mean
yeah.
anything. You know, Naomi won last year, and what did she get? A year, and they paid her dust for a whole year. Like, nothing. Like, she got a title match in, December after Asuka won the title. And, you know, that was like, that's like 8 months later. Like, whatever. So I expect Carmella to not really get much, you know. Well, let me not say that. For obvious reasons, she's probably going to get more than most people do. But, you know, and that's not her fault, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mind Carmella winning. I love Carmella.
I love Carmella.
Yeah. And then we had the men's battle royal, which
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
that means absolutely nothing.
do not forget.
It launched the careers of Baron Corbin and Cesaro.
Oh, it did.
It launched.
I'm sure.
Remember when?
Right.
Never mind.
And the career of the Big Show.
Yeah, 20
yeah.
years after he made his debut. Yeah, you. Great job, kid. You're gonna go places in this business.
Don't say good
I
job,
love
kid.
that.
But the winner of that was Braun Strowman. Here's the thing about this year's Andre the Giant Memorial battle royal. It served its purpose of being comedic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, cause I mean, the whole Colin Jost, Michael Che thing, I thought that was funny. I thought it was entertaining. I think it was positioned to be that from the start.
Even real?
So yeah. Yo. You annoy me. But yeah, I think it served its like purpose of being comedic and being entertaining. And in that context, it did its job. I was cool with Braun winning. Whatever. I am very, very happy because it seemed as if this year's Battle Royal is like the most diverse it's ever been. Because you had guys like Ali in there and Andrade in there and other people. But I'm really excited that Battle Royal was diverse.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to these battle royals, it's just a way to get everybody on the card. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets their paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And last year, Jay can tell you, I was very upset because Sasha Banks and Bayley were in they were building to them having a match, and they kind of dumped them in the battle royal. Which, if you're a Sasha Banks fan in 2018, just a terrible year. But as far as like these battle royals, they don't do anything, and as far as I'm concerned with Braun Strowman, remember when he was supposed to face Brock Lesnar for the championship at the Royal Rumble, but they apparently took him out because Vince didn't want to beat Braun again.
Which kind of makes sense, but still.
But my biggest issue is, I'm not answering that. But my biggest issue is just that, so you basically have Braun destroy a car for you to make it a exhibit and access.
Yo, that's mad. Was it an exhibit and access?
Yes, it was.
Oh my!
I didn't even see it.
Yes, it was. The literal car. And then right after the segment to do a commercial about the car, the same car that Braun Strowman destroyed was now a toy 5 minutes later.
That's efficiency right there. Shout out to Mattel.
As far as I'm concerned, they have just killed Braun Strowman's mystique for me. They've killed Braun Strowman. Like, even if they give him the championship later on down the line, it's not going to mean as much as it would have if he would have just won at Crown Jewel, or if he would have just not turned heel when he did for the quote-unquote Roman agenda.
Wars of Dogs of War. I said that completely wrong.
Anyway.
The Dogs of War.
But did you guys have anything else that you wanted to say about the pre-show?
Even with going back to Braun Strowman for a little bit. No, even before Mania, like the Royal Rumble when it was him and Seth, the final two. I like Braun Strowman 2017 through 2018, but during the Rumble, I was like, please don't let Braun. Please don't. And I hated myself for it because I liked him, but we all knew Seth was the correct winner.
Yeah.
But even beginning of this year, just is done. Is whatever they could have done with Braun, it's kind of over, I guess. So I agree with you to that extent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's dead.
I mean, he won the greatest Royal Rumble.
I totally forgot about that show too, by the way. I totally forgot that show existed.
That beautiful belt. Oh, God.
Yeah, so that pretty much ends our talks about the pre-show and the main card. Do you want to kind of go in order, or do you guys...
I don't even want to... I mean, because we'll be talking about this all day if we went by match by match. What I will say is this. WWE managed to get 3 major title babyface wins successfully, and they did it in a way where we could be emotionally invested in all 3 of them. I feel like Brock and Seth opening up the show was so smart, and the way that Heyman positioned it in his promo... The way that Heyman positioned it in his promos, listen, if we're not closing out this show, we got stuff we need to do, so we're gonna do this right now.
I don't have the time.
I don't have it, so let's just Brock, come out here, Seth, come out here, let's do this right now. That was such a perfect positioning of that match. And then having that match and then having matches in between that emotionally lead you to the next big thing.
Oh, let's not forget, we opened the show with our host, Alexa Bliss.
We're not. We're just only going to talk about Alexa. We're only going to talk about Alexa.
Yeah,
today.
Alexa Bliss. I like you. Don't do this to yourself.
Just don't snap. That's it. You don't got to snap. Was
she even a host?
She was the host.
Was she? But was she really?
She was in 3 segments.
And they weren't great.
Yeah, that first segment was very tasteless, mama. Very tasteless.
The last segment
Racism is
What
not
was
a good
it?
thing.
With the dance break, they came out late, which
Oh,
That I
got
thought was hilarious.
11:45 p.m.
11:45.
11:45. I thought it was hilarious, but other people were like, at 11:45. This is what you do at 11 o'clock at night. Get it on already. I want to see the main event. I want to go home. The last train is leaving soon. Get together.
The last train was literally leaving soon because
You're right. They thought we were gonna be there until 12.
yeah,
And
just only 12.
And just a quick reminder, it's MetLife Stadium. It's literally plastered everywhere. Stadium.
MetLife Stadium.
You look up. It's on both sides. It's like right there. Stadium Center.
But you know, sometimes it can give up a little center-esque vibe, you know.
I'm upset.
82,000 people, little center, you know.
So just a little baby hub. Yeah. That's all it is.
Anyway.
What else did she do? Oh, and she did that clip of like, oh, now we have these shirts, but it wasn't even funny because I was just confused.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. It's just confusing. It
Yeah.
could have been funny.
It could have, but you know,
Yeah.
tis what it is.
So she didn't do a good
Yeah,
job. But
wasn't good.
But, like, what was some of like your favorite match? Like, what were the standout moments? I guess that's like the better question to ask.
Kofi.
yeah.
Kofi.
Number
the
one.
correct
Oh,
answer.
I cried. I was anxious. I felt like I was gonna vomit the entire time.
Because of where I was sitting, I knew he was going to win. So if you haven't already seen like my 1,000 Facebook posts about it. So during the Miz and Shane match, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and sneak down to the floor. And
He told me he was getting food. And
I said, no, what I said was I'm going to go use the bathroom. I was like, I'm going to go use the bathroom. And at this point, I'm still kind of like, I'm still kind of enjoying my day. You know? That'll be the metaphor for what.
Yeah, enjoying the day.
I was still kind of enjoying my day.
It's a new day. Yes.
So I actually did go to the bathroom. I wasn't lying. But then I left the bathroom and I was like, ooh, let me see if it's possible. Like, because I was only going to see if it was possible. I wasn't even going down there to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to stay down here for the whole show. I went downstairs and I go to like the little entrance. And this is literally, I'm not lying, right where Shane and Miz were fighting. So where they were fighting, like right where like the cameras and stuff and the hard cam and all that, they were right there. And I was like, oh, so like on my IG story, I was like, oh, they're right there fighting in front of me. So now they kind of move away, go to where like the hard cam stuff is, where they go to prepare to do the like really big spot. And the match I think ends, and security starts just letting people in. Like, okay, you can go back to your seats. So I was like, okay. I was like, let me act as natural as possible. Let me sober up. I sobered up in like 2 seconds. I didn't make no eye contact because if you're from New York, if you make eye contact,
It's
you're
over.
the first person they're gonna ask. Don't make eye contact.
It's clip.
Don't make eye contact. They're on the train. They're, I just want to make sure. That's why you see 1,000 people looking like, don't make eye contact. I didn't make no eye contact, and somehow I made it to right where the PAs would bring people in and out, right in that corner. So I was like right before, like there was a big thing, and then there's the announce tables. So it was like, I was like super close. I was like right a little by the column. But I knew Kofi was gonna win because they brought in like the present box. And then they brought in the table with the other belt. And the other belt was covered. I was like, why do they have, And then they started promoting the new Kofi t-shirt during the match on www.shop.com. Like it was released during the match. I was like, oh, okay. They couldn't even do like the Johnny Gargano thing they did on Friday where it was just like, all right, right after the match, oh, Johnny Champion on sale. No, they were like literally selling them like as soon as the match started. So like if you stayed off your phone, you wouldn't have known.
I stayed off my phone, so
Same.
I was calm with it. Like,
Yeah.
I was so into that match.
yeah,
That was so good. And the thing is, I also really do like Daniel Bryan, and
Me too.
he makes an interesting heel, but I like it. But I just did not want him to win.
right.
I did not want to spend that much money for it to not be a historical moment. So I was just like, I cried, legit, just like tears. I've never gotten up so fast in my life.
I got up when they hit the 3. I was like, yes, woo, Kofi won. And I tried to turn to Nick next to me. And then I remembered, I don't have my black brother with me to celebrate this amazing milestone.
When I tell you, I felt so bad, but I also was not leaving my seat.
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't have done it either. But yeah, no. Like that was such a historical moment. And if you go on Twitter, like the people that were reacting to it, like there was a video that came out of Shad, who used to be in Crime Time, and MVP, and they cried like after that 3, and it was just like, damn. Like it was just like such a big moment for. I'm gonna be specific for African Americans, because Kofi is he's considered the first African-born WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Like he was born in Africa.
Like he was born in Africa, came here.
He's an immigrant.
Exactly.
Like,
so there's so many stories. There's so many reasons as to why that moment is so important. And so for me to be there for that was just like.
It was a great moment.
And I definitely got that shirt though.
He most certainly did.
I most certainly.
We're like, okay, like we're gonna go head to the training, and my friends left us, and he's like, okay, well I'm gonna go get that Kofi shirt. I'm like, okay.
Because there's a new champ. Yes, there is.
I mean, yeah. Great moment. I couldn't cry. I was just like, I was very on edge. I was just like, because if security comes and they ask me for my ticket and I go, my ticket is actually for seat 27 in section 339, they would have kicked my ass out. So.
And then he would have to call me from the parking lot.
And then I would have been using my phone, which was on like 17%, to watch the rest of the show on the network. So yeah. I couldn't cry, but great moment.
It was a great moment for sure.
The Iconics was also great.
Yes, the Iconics. I'm very, very happy for them as far as them winning the women's tag team championships. It was such like seeing their reactions being so genuine. At first, I wanted Sasha and Bayley to retain, but then when I saw them like cry, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could get with this.
I really wanted them to win because I love the Iconics. They're so funny.
Legit.
They're so great.
Did
but
you
I
see
was
the
like,
backstage clip where they got their side plates?
Side plates.
No.
It's like an 8-minute video of them going to like
everybody
backstage.
Like, look at our side plates.
See their side plates, and they like corner Drake Maverick, and it's the funniest of that whole thing. You have to watch it.
I will, but I really didn't think that they were gonna get it. I thought that they were gonna do a Nia, Tamina, Beth Phoenix, Natty thing again, and that's what I thought I was going. Like that's where I thought I was going. But when they won, I was hyped. No one else in my section was, but I was like,
No, I was pulling for Beth and Natty just because I feel like Beth retired, came back, but those two were sort of like the kind of examples during the really, really bad, like early to mid aughts of like women's wrestling. They were the two where you could point at them and be like, this is great. This is what I want women's wrestling to be. Yeah. And Beth Phoenix was like a huge crush on her when I was middle school, early high school, huge crush.
Out of all the people. Out of all the women he could have picked.
Oh, no. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this right now. And I was really pulling for them, especially after what happened to Brett at the Hall of Fame. I was like, they're gonna give Natty her moment. And when Brett came out on stage, I'm like, oh, they're 100% winning it now. Yeah. And my younger brother who was with us, I was talking to him. He asked me something, and I turn around, I hear a 1-2 count, and I look and 3, and I saw that Cox win, and I still popped because it's like, oh my god, it wasn't Nia and Tamina, and it wasn't Sasha and Bayley again. No disrespect, but like it was different. It was unexpected. That was like a genuine unexpected pop from me.
But I will say that I'm getting very tired of 4-way tag team matches.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
Yep.
But the funniest part about it was the other 4-way tag team of that night was actually a really good match. It was. I really liked it.
But I'm over it.
Yeah, like, I
don't know who's in ever.
Yeah.
I thought, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember 4 people being in the ring. Mm-hmm. Like, that used to be the thing.
It did used to be the thing.
There was.
And now it's only 2, so I never know. They
just need to make it like a tornado tag rules where it's everybody. Because if you're gonna have all those teams, you might as well just put everybody.
Yeah.
Just people have to go for it.
I wish they would have made one of the matches a ladder match or something. Like added some spice to the card because everything just kind of seemed
this versus this.
Like
this versus
it was
this,
just like
versus
okay, like the no holds barred stip with Batista and Triple H. That match was so long.
It was the longest
It was
card.
bad.
It was the longest match on the card.
It was not good.
It was like
I like
25.
the match.
It was like 26 minutes, some odd seconds. It was
Yeah.
officially the longest.
I liked the
on
match. It was better than it was better than I expected it to be, and I liked the match. And it was like a good. It was it was like they were trying to like
Give me what I want.
yeah. It was like they were really pushing like how brutal can this be and it still be PG.
Yep.
Like that's how it was. But it was still a very good match and like very good storytelling. And the fact that Rick came in at the end was just like
I thought the nose ring spot was pretty good.
It was.
Telegraphing
Yeah.
it from the beginning.
yeah.
Fun fact. We were there live and we saw and you can see on the network watching it live. Batista totally botching his entrance into the ring.
Yes.
What you may have been wondering was why he took so long to get back into the ring, circling around. Turns out they reshot him going back into the ring. So when you go back and watch it on the network, it's him entering the ring again without him slipping. They cut him falling.
Really?
Yeah.
We were seriously like, why
Yeah.
is he doing this?
Yeah,
Why
I was
is he
confused,
just
like, this is so-
strolling around.
Like, I love his
the
theme
ring?
song. I love, saliva. But then by the second loop, I was like, what's happening?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait,
Y'all
he-
smart. Y'all loyal.
That's really smart because I don't even remember that. Like I remember seeing him trip, but I thought it was just something that he was just doing to be like,
Experimental.
Hollywood Batista.
And I didn't see him trip.
I- oh,
But I saw that
He ate it.
long.
He ate it.
Stroll.
Oh yeah,
He was dapping up fans.
Yep.
He was dapping up fans like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, he's a heel. Why is he dapping up somebody else?
My thing is they want to sync up the music from when he went back into like for example, let's say it's going through the I walk for miles. They wanted for him to walk in right
At that exact same time.
So when they watch it back, it doesn't. There's not like a cutoff with like the music.
Yeah.
They just could just edit it seamlessly. That's my speculation as to how they did
They
it.
could have just dubbed the music over.
Yeah, they might have done it.
But can we
yeah.
take a quick second to talk about how lame the entrances were? Like how whack they
Yeah.
were?
Yeah.
I was wanting more.
outside
I
of
was
a
ready
handful.
for it.
Here's the thing, though, because I liked Batista's entrance because he did the 04 pyro, and I was just like a huge fan
I
of
like that pyro too.
Hunter's entrance was cool. I'm trying to think of who else.
Rhonda, hold on. I felt so bad for the
Joan
band.
Jett.
Yeah, I
Joan
felt
Jett?
bad for them because Rhonda's gonna get booed.
Yep.
But when you put a live band up, if they're booing at the person, they're also booing at the band, and they
Yeah.
did not look happy.
Yeah.
I think that they kind of understood that that's what they were kind of gonna get into. It was also funny seeing Rhonda come out and smile at the band.
I was just about
and
to
then,
say that.
and then turn around
my
and just
gosh.
keep the straight face on for the rest of the band.
Rhonda comes out, she's smiling like the biggest baby face on the planet at Joan Jett, and then she turns around and she's with the shoulders that kill me because she walks like this and her shoulders just like it's the funniest thing on the planet.
But also like Charlotte's was like great, and Becky like was just a regular.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Rhonda gets a band, Charlotte gets a helicopter, and Becky gets a smoke machine.
But I think that the whole thing with Becky, they're trying to keep it as like minimal as possible.
They spent all their money on Roman.
Yo, because that punch in the ground, the glory of the Lord just rose.
Wait, hold on. So let me say this. I was talking to my younger brother yesterday about this. And I wanted to bring it up to y'all. So wrestling is a huge production, right? You have to imagine they put in orders for these kinds of stuff months ahead. So this is my speculation. What if the plan was for Roman and Seth, because Roman was the Universal title before he had to relinquish it because he had a leukemia diagnosis. Mm-hmm. The plan was to have him hold it to Mania, have him face Seth. But they already put in the order for the pyro, and that was the pyro that maybe he was supposed to use entering with the title on him. And after the whole thing, him relinquishing it, Brock gets it back, they were just like, we have this pyro all set, and we gotta get Roman on the card, and oh, there's Drew, and we still gotta use the pyro. So I don't know how that works, how the production ordering works, but that was what jumped to me a day after. Like, they had this already set up and they couldn't waste it, and there was no way for them to use it again.
But also,
Yeah.
like, that match was so underwhelming.
That was such a raw
I didn't
match.
watch it. I didn't see it.
Which one, the Roman Drew?
Yeah.
Roman Drew.
I was getting chicken wings. I was trying to get some chicken while that was happening. I can't have an opinion on the match. I was just like,
I was like super thirsty, so I couldn't get up at all. But I couldn't get up at all because I'm just like, if I leave and they ask me for my ticket, it's a wrap. Like I cannot go back to this.
Dude, you really couldn't leave your seat.
I really could not leave my seat, so I had to suffer through like the entire WrestleMania card. It wasn't a bad card, but I'm just saying I had to sit there and just. So that Roman and Drew match was very, just Raw. Yeah, this is Raw, random Raw, Lafayette, Louisiana.
Don't say
we don't bring it up.
Not Lafayette. No.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you could have probably finessed the system and been like, yeah, my assistant's going to come bring me some stuff. Just actually way more important than...
You're right. Because I looked like I belonged there. Like I had on the WCW tracksuit. I looked like, I was like...
A bourgeois super fan.
Yeah, like I looked like I belonged in the section, which is why security didn't stop me.
We're going in full suits next year.
Yeah. No, we are literally all gonna wear all black. I'm gonna wear my WrestleMania hoodie because I saw them all like all black WrestleMania hoodies, black pants, and like black shoes. I'm gonna get a walkie-talkie. I'm gonna bring one for my job, and I'm just gonna go like, yeah, I work here. Thank you, and just like
not the chin up.
You don't even gotta say anything. You just gotta walk past and just. Act like you don't even.
Yeah, I lost my badge. I need a new one.
You just have to speak into the walkie like, so which entrance are we? Okay, so we're in, and then just do that while you're walking past security guard, and just be like, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but that match was underwhelming.
Yeah.
So bring it back. It was like not great, and I like Roman. I've always.
I like
Roman.
both of them.
I think Drew's all right.
I love Drew.
I don't
Drew
think he
is
gets booked
great.
very well.
He what?
I don't think he gets booked well. Like.
I don't either. I think Drew definitely has earned more than he gets.
Yeah. No, I agree. What other matches were there?
Barring the main event, because I want to talk to you.
Randy and AJ.
Oh,
all right, listen,
lighting.
Oh,
Lighting.
were you guys caught in that?
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Kind of. So where we were at, the lights were very bright where we were, but you could still see it. But it was literally the sections to immediately to the left and right of us that could not see anything. And I think that maybe the section like directly above, like because where we were, like the second level was like an overhang. And it was on top of our heads. The like we can't see, like all the chants. It was like all surrounding us.
I didn't watch that match because I was just so. People were yelling at production assistants. Like anyone that had a walkie was getting yelled at.
Like getting barked on, right?
Like that crowd was so funny.
But I had a similar experience in Orlando, so I felt really bad. And then Randy Orton and AJ both go on Twitter and Instagram, and they're just like, "You guys missed a great match," and WWE sucks for that. And I was like, "Wow."
I also the lights on the crowd were red and yellow, and I think that was a terrible. You can't see with those colors.
Yeah,
it's so like yeah. So yes, I didn't watch the match. I was chanting along with people.
What other
match?
match?
Pretty good. I was still up in the top.
What other matches?
Ray and Samoa Joe
went literally a minute exactly.
Which I think. So there are reports that Ray's actually injured.
Yeah.
But they could have put Andrade out there. They could have had an interference to make it like
more
something, and even help them with the storyline.
Right.
Because Dominic could have come out. We've been seeing Dominic like
we've been waiting for that for literally weeks, and it's like, oh, that's it.
Weeks. I've been waiting for that since SummerSlam 05 when your boy popped over the barrier after Ray won custody.
See, here's the thing.
Court of Law.
I'm kind of happy this match went a minute because any longer and we'd still be waiting for New Jersey Transit to get home.
Well, in hindsight, yeah, that would have been nice too.
They could have made it short and done something fun with it.
True.
And Dominic also wrestles, right? Like,
he's training
to wrestle, so he could have done a little quick something. And gotten a DQ, like
quick hip toss.
Yeah, he could have went in and kind of like slapped Samoa Joe.
That's it. That's all it needed.
Speaking of people who aren't wrestlers yet, or not wrestlers in general, getting into the ring, can we talk about Mr. George Mizanin getting into the ring?
I
totally missed that whole thing.
Mr. Miz squaring up is a mood for life. He said,
Just firm.
Yeah.
Mr. Miz.
That's that Parma, Ohio stance. He
Yes.
was not.
Nor and I were there when the first time he got attacked by Shane, and that was it. What was funny about that was just like,
Oh, yeah, because you guys went to Fastlane.
yeah, we went to Fastlane, so it was back-to-back pay-per-views, and just like we were like, oh, here comes the heel turn. He's like, oh, there it is, Shane's heel, and I didn't realize that Mrs. Dad was like down there until the moment that Shane grabbed him. I'm like, oh,
Yo, Shane held Mr. and Mrs. Dad like a wine glass. It was mad. He was like a firm.
Oh my god,
I've been needing a drink.
Man, I hope he got his money.
Yo,
On the
facts.
show.
We're missing something.
We had I really don't want to say what I really want to say, so I'm just not going to say it. Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor.
Finn deserves so much more.
Finn.
So here's the thing. I wasn't interested in a Bobby Finn.
Did you see
Bobby's
contacts?
No.
I saw him afterwards.
Bobby had contacts in. I saw it on the
they
network.
colored?
Yeah. I think they were.
Oh my God.
It was like green eyes. I was just like,
Yeah.
Where?
Someone said he looked like a character from what's the thing? Not from Kingdom Hearts. I forget what the character name was, but that's what people were
my
saying.
God.
And comes out in full
Yeah.
Demon King
Yeah.
get up, and they're like, contacts.
contacts.
Yeah.
I just was not interested in that storyline. And for Finn to bring out the demon, like
the demon, but the demon doesn't lose. So I mean, like,
I'll always pop for the demon. That's just me.
Yeah, me
and I
too.
do love Finn.
Yeah, the Demon was at my first pay-per-view. My first pay-per-view was SummerSlam 2016.
when they
For the-
debuted
when they debuted the Universal title belt, which was so funny. I still remember the chants and Seth Rollins' tweet, "I'm disappointed in you, Brooklyn." And I'm just like, yeah, but the belt is ugly.
we ain't talking about you, just the belt. Like,
Yeah, like you guys are great. The belt is ugly. But fast forwarding, 4 years. Yeah, Finn does deserve so much better. I truly think that Finn really should go to SmackDown. I think they should swap the US and IC belts back to how they had it for the brand split originally. I would love to see Finn just mix it up with some of the guys over there.
Yeah.
I think Finn's blue shirt, his new merch, kind of already teaches
Gives
that.
it away, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like, all right, like you could have waited a week, but thanks.
Yeah.
He's so great. You know what we did not talk about? Elias.
when John Cena, the Doctor of Thugonomics, cued, I was literally shook because I heard the opening chords and I was like, nah, this man's not about to come out. And he came out with the Yankees throwback and I was like, yes!
What was so funny is that you have this long video about Babe Ruth playing, and the entire stadium is like, what the hell is happening? And then you hear, and everybody's like, oh! It was so cool to see Dr. Thugonomics, John Cena, in a ring and just utterly destroy Elias.
And the funniest part was he was rapping and he had bars. Like I was like, yo.
He was saying the terms that we're not supposed to know, like push and job.
Like and bury and golden shovel. I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm really happy that they didn't use John for something else though, because I feel like we
all
knew
tried to-
John was gonna be there.
Yeah.
I wanted them to use him for the Kurt Angle thing.
Oh wait, we forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was.
That finish kind of fell really flat. It was just like I knew it. The minute he went up for the moonsault, I was like, Baron Corbin's he's winning tonight.
You don't even like Baron Corbin, and it's one of those things.
I like
that
Baron Corbin.
I don't.
I used to like it.
I just feel like people. It's not that like he's a good heel, because there are good heels that people like being a heel. So like Daniel Bryan right now.
Yeah.
And then there's Baron Corbin that people just like really are tired. I'm tired of seeing him. Jordan's like,
I'm bangs with Corbin. Like,
he's
he's Brooklyn's favorite son. No.
Baron Corbin on social media is hilarious. Like
Absolutely.
on social media, he's like hilarious, but like his character to me is just like they could do more. I just feel like they could do more with his character.
We need to sell a Baron Corbin vest on WWEshop.com.
I do not need to see people with that on. They're gonna be wearing a t-shirt below that. I'm upset.
Oh my gosh. And you know what's gonna happen? Vince McMahon is gonna see this and he's gonna go, well, that's a great idea. Let's sell them.
Baron Corbin
With a little
vest.
WWE
logo.
And you're gonna see
product.
people wear those to like job interviews and go, yeah. It's like no,
Hold up.
take it off and burn it.
Burn it down.
Okay, I feel like
do that
we're
at the same
missing a match before the main event.
I thought that was the Intercontinental title. Right
That was
before
the
Yeah,
That's
right before.
Bobby
I
Lashley.
feel like there's another match. There's like one more match that I feel like we didn't really touch on.
Roman Drew.
the men's for like title match.
Yeah, we
Oh yeah,
Tag team?
Yeah.
The men's tag team, the men's SmackDown tag team title match. Let's just talk about the fact that Aleister Black and Ricochet debuted at WrestleMania.
Amazing.
I'm so happy for them.
I'm
Like,
so proud. They're
Yeah,
so good.
no, and you know what? It's so crazy because, like, you know, Alistair, I remember on IG last year after TakeOver, he put up like this long paragraph about, you know, like how he's been, you know, he was going through like depression and, you know, some
Yes.
mental health issues. And to see where he has gone from last year winning the NXT Championship at TakeOver to a full year after that, debuting in a tag team match at WrestleMania, that is just absolutely awesome.
a tag team
And,
title match.
Well,
at
yeah,
WrestleMania.
tag team title match, same thing. Just, you know, for him to make his debut at WrestleMania, I just felt like that was really awesome for his career to kind of just go full circle like that.
Absolutely.
And I feel like they're loved. They're loved. Like people really like them.
Yeah.
I'm so upset that they didn't bring Incendiary to play his
Yeah.
intro. They're from New York, New Jersey, so why wouldn't you? It's whatever. They did it last year, but
Yeah.
it could have been.
It could have been.
It could have been great.
They played it at Brooklyn last. They did it at Brooklyn last year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saving it for Rhonda, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Drew got bagpipes. He got the bagpipe people.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
that's
drums.
right. Drew
That
did the
was
same
fire.
thing.
That was
And
fire.
bagpipes and like similar to his takeover.
Takeover, yeah.
energy.
Take over.
So yeah, I guess we can get to the main event. Triple threat match.
Triple threat.
Charlotte's entrance was so beautiful.
I loved it.
When did she drop her? When did she drop Flair?
She
Wait,
never.
her dad?
I don't think she dropped.
The last name.
I don't think she dropped the last name. They go between calling her Charlotte and Charlotte Flair.
But like
I think
on
her Tron.
like
Oh, on her Tron.
Her Tron, right? Yeah, they just said Charlotte.
I think it was just like the fact that this was a special Tron for WrestleMania.
But even when they put up, so you know how they were putting up the pictures of the matches up on that screen over there.
smaller
It just
screens.
says, so it had everyone else's name and then it just said Charlotte.
if they did drop the Flair name, I mean, it's probably because she went on ESPN and they just referred to her as like the daughter of Ric Flair.
She was announced as Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Greg Hamilton or Michael, whoever it was.
Yeah,
I
they
said-
bounce between it.
I
Like,
said they dropped her man's last name, so she was just like, or not last
Yeah.
name, whatever.
they bounce between it. I mean, you know, I remember when she was just Charlotte, and then she became Charlotte Flair, and then they bounced between calling her
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair. Really, you know.
I just think it'd be an interesting decision that they would do that, and then like her entrance was apparently based off one of her dad's entrance. From
Yes.
yeah, from the '80s.
Yeah, because this is the interesting part. The
Great
entrance,
American Bash.
the entrance that they were mimicking was an entrance that Ric Flair made at Shea Stadium in the '80s, which is in Queens. So the
Yeah.
fact that they were kind of able to recreate that in another New York, New Jersey stadium, I thought was dope. When I first saw the helicopter, that was the first thing that came to
I
mind.
thought it was pretty obvious that it was pre-recorded though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, well, there are no cars in the parking lot.
We also
So-
are not seeing it.
Yeah,
you would
like
hear
that. Like-
there was a helicopter up there. Because I remember seeing it, and everybody in my section was like, "Oh," I'm just like, that's not."
That's the
Charlotte."
helicopter that was getting the cutaway footage because they were
Yeah.
cutting between the two.
It wasn't
Yeah.
in the right location.
Yeah, I was like, that's not Charlotte because like she's landing on screen and that helicopter's kind of still in the air.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious it was pre-recorded, but it was really
Dope.
cool.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Really
so much.
cool. Yeah. What do you think of the finish?
Surprising to say the very least. I did not expect that, but I think the way that it ended kind of made sense. In a sense that, like, if you remember Fastlane, Becky's, like, the way that Becky won was, like, based off of a, like, oh, wait, a what? Did that just happen type of moment? Like,
Yep.
what? Like, and it was because, and that moment was caused by Ronda. So the fact that she was kind of able to flip it and perform that moment on Ronda, I thought that was interesting and surprising to say the very least.
think it's upsetting for me because so it started off great, just the whole story. They lost me for a pretty long time.
They lost me.
I was asleep when all the things happened on Raw, like last week or
Right.
whatever it was.
Like the brawl with the cops.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool.
That was
segment.
mad.
was a fun segment.
Charlotte need the Jesus.
Why
Right.
did
Ronda.
slide to the left? Reverse. And then I was gonna walk up. They did the cha-cha. Real quick.
I'm upset. But I was excited for the match, and it was a good match, but it wasn't a great match.
I agree.
We've seen so much better from everyone but Ronda.
I was just glad that Ronda was finally pinned. I want to like Ronda Rousey, and I did from her WrestleMania debut, like into like the later part of the year. And then something came out afterwards where it was like she wanted to quit, she wanted to start a family. I'm just like, you're the one that wanted to like get into it and like holding the title. And I thought we were gonna get Brock Part 2, but I'm just glad she got pinned. That's all.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing. I don't dislike Ronda Rousey. Like I
like Ronda.
I liked her WrestleMania match last year. It was the best match on the card.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no argument. Like, I mean, you could argue for a different match, but I'd say that match was the best spectacle on the card, period. I do think she's had some pretty okay matches on the main roster. I think her best matches were Charlotte Flair at Survivor Series and Sasha Banks at the Royal Rumble. Those were her two best matches, and I mean, you put her in the ring with two of the best women in the company, so of course you're gonna get two great matches.
Right.
I feel like this match, they could have called back to some stuff. They could have retread some of the spots that Charlotte and Ronda had. They could have given Becky and Ronda more time to have their like face off. There's a lot of things that they could have done better with this match, and from where I was watching, like, it was cool. I thought the slap that Charlotte gave Ronda
That joint was mad
was
funny. That joint
crazy.
Yo, she said.
How much time?
It's at 15 minutes right now.
Okay.
The camera's at like 10%.
Okay. Oh, let's speed this up a little bit.
Speed this joint up.
Yeah, I just feel like Charlotte, that slap that she gave Ronda was like dope. It was crazy. Their one table spot, I'm just like, listen, I know y'all want to do table spots.
Tables
but
are good. Tables are your friend.
They literally just every time they try, they cannot break the table. And it's just the spots that they do. So it's just like maybe they could have like done it again, or they could have come up with a different spot. Like they could have done something different. Overall, I think like Nora said, the match was good. It wasn't great. We've seen better from,
Everybody.
all the competitors, I would say. I would like to not be shady today. I think we've seen better from everyone. That finish was very, very lackluster. I thought Ronda won.
Yeah,
I couldn't see anything because where I was sitting when she did the Piper's Pit, I thought Ronda still had her up like how she pinned Sasha at the Rumble. So when they hit the 3, I was like, what? I thought the place was going to go up in flames. And then Becky's music played and I was like, oh, okay, time to go. Like literally the entire section was like, okay. Chair, you saw 1,000 people picking up chairs and running out of the arena,
Including you.
12:30. We wanted to go home. We love you, Becky, but I was tired.
Yeah.
that's a good point. I feel like what I was afraid was gonna happened. I was cold. There were no hoodies that were being sold anymore.
Yo,
They were
same.
sold out.
Same.
And I was just tired. Like it didn't really feel like a long show, but it was a long show.
Yeah.
Especially coming from the G1 Supercard show the night before.
Right.
So I feel like that's probably what also messed it up for me.
Yeah, I remember when as soon as like the 1, 2, 3 hit, I was like, oh, Becky won, and I immediately turned to Nora. I'm like, let's go, because people were, as soon as we were running out, and we were lucky from where we were that we entered through the SAP corner of the stadium, which is right next to the train station. So, and we were thinking like, why are people running? Like the train's right there. Little do we know what you guys encountered was like, oh, that's why people were running, because apparently like these trains are not.
I was for real, like we're all going to the same place, like
Right,
there are
like,
enough trains.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah, apparently
there were not enough trains.
The last train
There were not enough. That
the
was
last
not
train was
sufficient.
actually supposed to run at 12:30. It was supposed to be
Ooh, that's
so
what
that's
I
why
remember.
everybody was running to the train, and that's why there was no trains. Because I remember I had looked it up Saturday night to take the train instead of taking the bus. Which in hindsight, we probably should have taken the bus instead of taking the train. And the train, it was literally like, dude, like the last train is leaving at 12:30. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think this show was a pretty good show.
It was.
I love how you're running away and you're just like, it was. It was. No, I think it was a pretty good show.
It's a good show. You're right.
I don't have any like qualms with it.
No, I think the main thing was we got the 3 title changes that pretty much everyone wanted to see: Universal, WWE, and then Becky 2 belts. So
Becky 2 belts.
Yeah.
That's a shirt.
Yep.
Printed. After WrestleMania was the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, which has a reputation for having a lot of surprising moments, a lot of returns, a lot of debuts.
I fell asleep.
I started watching
30
Love and
minutes
Hip Hop midway through the show. I was just like, Love and Hip Hop.
I made it all the way through to the Elias Undertaker segment.
Let him retire. That was probably loud.
Please
But
just let the man rest.
this man is
Literally let him
going
rest.
to die in the ring.
If y'all keep
222, that's our section.
Wait, what section?
222.
So are we.
Oh, dope. What's
Let me check.
Why are we doing this on
Wait,
stage?
yeah, go.
Why are we doing this on
We're
camera?
going to we're filming before SmackDown, so yeah. That's why we're like.
It's because we all fell asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why.
I'll go real quick because I think I got through most of the show like coherently. I was really scared about the champion for champion match, Kofi Seth, but then common sense was like, there's gonna be interference. Like of course they wouldn't be that dumb to do it. Kurt wishing luck to Baron Corbin was funny. But then Lars Sullivan came out and attacked Kurt, which I personally love because I love Lars Sullivan. I remember I went to an NXT live show in Columbus. I'd previously not seen Lars Sullivan on TV, but I saw him enter. I'm like, there's something about this guy that I really like, and I followed him through to his title match with Alistair at NXT. So I was really pumped about that, especially after the story of him apparently having some kind of like panic attack, and I was like really worried. I'm like, oh, he's done. Like whatever happened, like we're never seeing this man again. So that got me really hyped. Elias Undertaker, that was just like, yeah, again, let the man rest. And in hindsight, I was glad I did fall asleep for the main event because Nora and I were talking about it when during their conversation was like, all right, who's coming out? And I said it has to be Adam Cole, it has to be Undisputed Era. And like, do you remember who you said?
Either Sami Zayn was gonna come out because we knew he was in New York, and this is before he came.
This is before he came out. Yeah.
Or Kevin Owens.
Yeah, and it turns out it was just the bar, and it turned into a 2-on-2 tag match with Kofi and Seth on the same team. I'm just like, of course that happened because it's Raw.
It ruined the bar for me.
But I feel like Sammy came out earlier in the night, so I wasn't expecting him, and KO is a SmackDown guy.
Well, they had said that prior to Sammy coming out, that they thought that Sammy was going to come out for the main event.
And I love Sammy. I'm so happy he's back.
Sammy cut a really great promo.
Because he was dropping facts.
Yep.
Like he was just like, I was about to boo him from my couch, and I was like, yo, you know what?
You're right. You just made me check myself. Like you just read me, like just completely read me. I was like, oh.
It was people in the audience. I was like, boo.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it.
You got it.
You got it.
You know, Barclays Center was not happy that the bar came out and it was an Undisputed Era. So yeah, chance of AEW, chance of CM Punk, chance of whatever. Like by this point, I had already watched like an episode and a half of Love and Hip Hop, so I didn't care anymore. Like I was over Monday Night Raw. Like I literally was just like, oh, is it gonna be exciting? Because then I would have been upset because I was supposed to go, but then StubHub.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about
sucks.
that. Yeah, StubHub.
But I'm actually quite happy I didn't go last night. I needed rest. I needed to recuperate.
You need to restore your spirit after Sunday.
Oh, and one
Lord,
quick thing.
have mercy.
I almost forgot. Lacey Evans came out and actually did a thing.
She did something.
So
She did a
tired of
thing.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, landed a calm right. I was like, that was mean. I'm not
Another
gonna hold you.
blonde woman.
It's just like it was so cathartic, like seeing Becky finally just like lay into her. I'm like, yes, thank you. Just inject this directly into my veins. This
But
content.
does that put us into a storyline with Becky and Lacey Evans? Because I don't want to.
As long as it ends in Lacey getting crushed. That's what I never again like. I'm sure she's great. She seemed like a good worker at NXT, but like I can't get behind her. Just nothing could get me behind her. And what she was doing for the past few months of her just walking out, waltzing back in, it did like zero for me.
As far as I'm concerned, that show last night was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
The women got like nothing. They got like 2 segments, and we got a 4-minute squash match. Alexa Bliss squashed Bailey.
Oh yeah.
For no reason.
Bana.
It was just like, you know, and my biggest, you know, and it just gave me 2017 flashbacks when Alexa squashed Bailey 2 pay-per-views in a row. And it was just like, we're doing this again. Like, I don't dislike Alexa Bliss, but it's just like, you can tell that they love her so much.
But can we put that She-Vival shirt on sale though?
That's true.
Thank you.
Apparently, there's rumors that they're breaking up Boston Hug Connection and they're shipping Sasha to SmackDown.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we could see Sasha show up on SmackDown tonight or next week.
Superstar shakeup next week.
Yeah, next week.
But here's the thing: like, what do the women actually have to fight for at this point?
True.
Yeah.
Pride, bragging rights,
That doesn't.
glory.
And that was the thing. That's why I was really scared about the Chain for Champ match because it's like they're apparently gonna what's it called the word is losing me. Not merge, but unify
Unify
the
the
women's
belts.
titles. I'm like, no way they're gonna do it to the men's titles the night after Mania. So it's like, okay, they didn't do that, but now it just leaves us just like, now what's up with? So I guess they're gonna do like the women's titles where it's like both brands can compete for it. So it's just like,
Yeah, I just feel like
don't
at
know.
this point, if you're going to do stuff like this, end the brand split.
exactly,
End it.
Just do it.
Just end the brand split. Just unify all the separate titles. Keep the 2 singles titles. Have the women's tag and have the unified women's or undisputed women's shit, whatever you want to call it. Just end it, because like as much as I love Becky 2 belts, you're gonna defend 2 belts at one time. Like, are we still Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion? Are we whatever? But
Hey,
I guess that was Raw.
Yeah.
that was Raw, and I think that's gonna conclude our show for today because the fam is heading to SmackDown. And we
Real
gotta
quick.
go. Show is in like 30 minutes. I ain't
Yeah.
guessed yet.
Real quick, best moment and worst moment from the weekend. Go.
Best moment, Kofi, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have to choose one that wasn't Kofi, I'm gonna go with Ibushi beating Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental
That was a
match.
good moment.
That's my not Kofi moment.
Okay, my best moment was meeting Johnny Gargano and telling him he changed my life. So
And meeting me
yes,
live and in person because
and
I
Martin
exist.
too.
Pleasure.
Martin's cool.
What was yours?
Kofi. I think we're all emotionally invested in that. Worst.
Ooh.
Worst.
We're going to the Garden.
Going to the garden.
That's the one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm just,
Let's see if I can find us. Let's see if I can find us
No.
oh my god.
on Apple
no.
Music. Why not, right?
I don't think there was anything that was like too terrible that ruined my life.
Yeah. I
No.
think everything was pretty.
Except for like Allura. That was like disappointing.
Yeah, it was just like-
and Baron beating
Oh,
Kurt. That was,
LOL.
Who said, are they putting the Avengers logo?
That was true.
That was me. I was
we
like,
said, yeah.
they put it on their forehead. I was like, they put the Avengers logo.
That
It's a promo
was
for the Avengers
hilarious.
Endgame.
Imagine that was like a promo for Endgame, and then Brie Larson just came out of nowhere and started beating people.
The song is on Apple Music.
if someone
99 cents.
if someone hasn't done already, can someone give me an image of what's right, Kelly Klein with the Anna thing with the Avenge the Fallen trailer? Like,
Oh my
please,
God, somebody
Whitney,
can
do it.
Photoshop.
Whitney, you got it.
Please do it.
just someone just please get that screenshot and get that.
I hate this song.
With that being said,
I gotta go.
I have
I'm
been
hungry.
Angie Champion,
/ Angie Primetime / Angie
Angie
Fox
Fox
5.
5 News, because I was on TV yesterday.
And this is Jay, the creative.
I don't like doing this, but it's Nora.
It's just Marty.
It's just Marty. And
Yeah.
thank you guys for watching another episode of Culture 316. We'll be back next
Not
week.
me.
Well, me and Nick, they're going back to Ohio. But yeah, we'll see y'all on the flip side.